Hi guys, welcome to Jaff Builds. I'm Jaff. This is my current build. It's a Ford Focus with a Lexus V8. I call it the Flexus. And it's got a pair of turbos for fun. Want to find out more? Stay tuned and watch me as I continue the build, and subscribe so you don't miss out. That one plugged in. That's better. All right, now that I've fixed this little bit here and done everything that I want to on the front, I can put the front end back on, hopefully, for the final time. I've got a spare thing somehow. I don't know where that's come from. So the intercooler inlet and outlet should line up nicely with the inlet and outlet on there. This goes onto the front bar, and I've put the wiring loom in under here temporarily. Need to do these cable ties up when it's on, but it should slide on now and we shouldn't have too much of an issue. Let's try it. Oh. Oh my God, it weighs a ton. There's plenty of room, just no space. Nice. On. We've got that goes down there somewhere. That goes to the headlights. They go to the fog lights, which are hopefully there somewhere. That's the aircon, which is there somewhere. Same this side. Fog lights. This is the coolant fan. Somehow I got to fit my hand down there. So we've got a coolant plug that I need to plug in right there. We've got the main plug, which should just go click. Lovely. That's the horn, comes under here and clicks in to the horn. That way. That's the headlights, comes here somewhere. That's a spare, and here are my fogs and daylight running lights. So I need to find a way to tie this down here somewhere, and then yeah, we've hopefully still got plenty in there. Might bring it there's no room. Hold on, let's set you up somewhere so you can see. We've also got a nice little 3D printed clip to go here. There it is. So there's a hole drilled in there. And then that goes there. And of course I've put my screwdriver down somewhere and I don't know where I've put it. It's right there. You muppet. Okay, after that solid, these don't really move that much. This one doesn't hit the belt, so we're all good. That's good enough to get there. That should be good enough to get down to the fog lights. That needs to go down there somewhere. I don't know how I'm going to get down there. As you hopefully remember at Christmas time when I just lumped it all back together to get that video out, it overheated at Christmas, and I've had it running. I've plugged the fans in using that new loom that I've got on the front, and I've got a new temperature sensor in the coolant pipe, so now I'm reading the actual coolant temperature instead of the ambient sort of air temperature of the radiator-ish. So now it's reading the temperature of the coolant. It actually kicks the fan on at, I think it's something like 98 degrees, and then it goes off at 92, so that should be okay. If not, then the sensor is ubiquitous. I can just get another one, change it with a different range if I'm unhappy with that. But I think for now that should be fine. It's not going over 100 degrees, should be happy enough. And it was idling forever, and it didn't really get that hot. So unless I'm literally sat in on a baking hot day in the sun, leaving it idle, boosting along without actually getting any air going through the radiator, I should be okay. I have, however, part of the wiring I've done, I got a mini dongle down here. Where is it? So one of the wiring things that isn't connected up in here is a spare feed and control wire to a relay in the relay box, or right there, for potentially an oil cooler fan. So the oil filter is right there, so it should be nice and easy to get a sandwich plate off to a cooler over here somewhere, and we can put a fan on that then with the power right there. So that's a future update. I'll deal with that when I get there. If I have a problem with overheating in here, it might be a problem, it might not be a problem at all, but only time will tell. So we're going to run it like this, and if we need to change it, we've got options. And you know, I got 2 blinking great holes in my bonnet as well. I'm hoping that will help with the with the heat dissipation. So, small update since this was last put together. I've put some 90-degree elbows on the turbo inlets and put a big old pod filter down there. That is literally the only place it fits. I had to move my oil catch can from that location. That's going to go to a new location under here somewhere. I haven't worked that out yet. So yeah, that pod filter has taken up that little bit of space there. Done the same this side. This has got a little bit more room, believe it or not, down there, even though it's quite close to the exhaust. But you know, I'm a little bit short of real estate. And I remade this pipe. So some of you may remember this pipe used to go up following this really. It used to come up from the intercooler down there, up, and then it would bend out and then do a 45 into there to make it easier to do this join. I was never 100% happy with it because this bend was always too much of a bend, and it used to rub against this, and it just didn't quite look right. Now I've straightened it up. This is a 45, goes straight into there, and I bead rolled the end here, so now that should stay on there nicely. Another 45 into the engine, and then this is simply just a I don't know what kind of bend that is, but it's a bend. And then it goes down into a straight, into a 90, then straight into the intercooler. So it fits quite nicely. Under here you can see my pod filter. That's how close we are. This is the crossover pipe. I'm going to remake this at some point, I think. Not happy with my welds, and I should have cut the bead rolled edge off this when I done it, but it's not a problem in a minute. When I redo it, I'll probably make some mounts for it under here, because currently it just sits there, loving life. So that's the engine update. It's all in. It all runs. I think. Oh, apart from the oil catch can, that's the engine bay finished. That's the oil catch can and the bracket for this. I keep 3D printing them, and they keep breaking, so I'm going to make them a little bit stronger. It's currently being held up by a cable tie. And I need a heat shield for these brake pipes down here. Although the ceramic coating, I've tested it out, really flipping good. Keeps heat down quite a lot, and it doesn't get too gnarly down there. But it is way too close to a brake line for me to be happy, so I'm going to make some sort of heat shield there. Bracket for this, and then under here somewhere, probably under the headlight, right about there is where I'm going to put my oil catch can. What am I going to do now? I think I might build the front end back up. Yeah, I might build the front end back up. Right, bit of an odd one, this one. Tying together a lot of things that I've done over the last couple of weeks. So the coolant problem we had over Christmas where it was overheating, that's because I didn't plug the fans in. And I'd run it up and down the lane and had it sat for idling for a bit. Obviously it got hot and that's why the coolant overpressurized. So now that I've plugged the front end in, put the fans on and everything, the fans run when it gets hot with the new temperature sensor and it comes down in temperature and it regulates itself. Lovely. So another issue ticked off the list, pretty much a non-issue really, just me being stupid and forgetting to plug some fans in. Some of you may have noticed that there was a bit of a misfire throughout the first 10 minutes of this video on the engine. That is because, I can show you why. So these are my spark plugs. Here is, I don't know what number it is, but this is the back of the passenger side. As you can see, all manky, rusty, and obviously water's got in there. Same for the next one over, and you know, getting a little bit better as we come forward. That is due to my those holes that I mentioned in the bonnet. So those holes obviously let some water in, and I didn't have the HT lead caps on properly on the back too, so water got in there. No big deal. I was going to change the spark plugs anyway, so I had a spare set here. Just changed them out, and now it runs sweet. So another job that I've done, and it's fixed a problem that shouldn't really have existed. I've got another problem now with the alternator, but we'll cover that in another episode. Either way, then I built the front up, and it's pretty much, I put the bumper on afterwards as well now. It's actually outside now, and it's all built up, got the front end on it and stuff as well, but we'll cover the bumper in probably the next episode. And some of the interior stuff that I've done to get it pretty much, well, it's like a car now. It's outside, it's actually being rained on because, you know, hashtag weather in Wales. But yeah, it's outside. just like a normal car. It's great, apart from a couple of bits that need finishing off. So we are, we are getting there. Anyway, I've rambled on enough this video. This one's been all over the place because it's just collecting things together and making sure I capture all of it. So I'm going to call it here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing with your friends and anybody else you might think is interested in this series. Give the video a like if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to. And yeah, come back next time and watch the next video. I think we're doing probably interior next, like I said. So some interesting stuff going on there. So thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Ciao.